Obviously, a tremendous Big Ten battle. I thought Indiana, their physicality defensively took us out of a lot of stuff, and I give them a lot of credit for how just physical they were. They do a great job of getting their hands on balls. It was a fight to the finish, and I think in some ways we were fortunate that, I give our kids a lot of credit, but you obviously feel a lot different if Romeo's ball that goes in and out goes in. Your feeling's different, but I think I still would have been proud of our team in a lot of ways, even if that three did go in. We'll hopefully learn from this, and appreciate the fact that it's hard to win on the road. I thought our guys made a lot of plays. We'll move on. No, it was for Andre.
Yeah. So, what did you see on that play, and how well did you guys execute what you were looking for there? Because a lot of people probably thought you were going to take it.
Well, we were. That's about a 10 out of 10, and it rarely happens for you as coaches, honestly, where you get exactly late what you're trying to get. I mean, I'll say rarely, but it doesn't happen a lot. You maybe you get a tip in, or a guy, they take that away, and a guy makes a play to win the game. Been very few in my coach. I mean, a few times where you get exactly what you're looking for. We just knew they were going to be heavy on the ball screen, so we tried to slip them out and pull Caleb high. And I thought Andre did a great job finishing, and the pass was perfect. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
When you run that, and when you're talking about it, you hope it works out the way that it did. Are you telling Andre, like, finish this with a dunk?
Yeah. We thought the corner guy, the fifth defender, the guy guarding the corner shooter, would pull. And I think that was Romeo who tried to make a play on the ball and almost did. He really saw it well. We haven't run that play all year. We've never run it. We just have had it ready in case teams play a certain way.
You guys it seemed like you were posting Andre a fair
Yeah.
amount. You got 3 or 4 buckets down there. Was that a matchup thing, or is that something you're hoping to see more from him overall?
A little bit. It was more what we're trying to see from him. Yeah, it was a little bit more of that. And we were struggling with some of the double teams on Caleb, although I thought Caleb gave us some really good minutes and did some really good things, but that was the reason. We just felt like we could get him in the low box where he's comfortable.
What was the key to keeping things positive, keeping the guys dialed in? You had some significant offensive drought multiple times, but you never gave up the lead to the very end. What was the key to keeping guys focused on sort of the right thing and not letting that
Yeah.
spiral? Because it felt like it could have gone the other way a number of times.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a good question. I think you're trying to work on that from day one, really, with your group. Because I don't know if that's something you can just turn on in the middle of February. This idea of just playing the next play and staying with it, because you're right, it could have, you get so frustrated, coaches get frustrated, players get frustrated, but it's a fast game, and if you let that get the best of you, then you got no chance. So I thought we played smarter than what we have at times. But that's really some approach we try to work on from day one, talking to our guys about that. And you need guys that have been through it a little bit to, I think, to have an understanding of that.
Kept you on the pretty quiet tonight. What were your big guys doing kind of at the point of attack there, and then on the help side, what made those help effective in taking away the pass?
Well, I think he probably missed some shots he normally makes, to be honest with you. I think he misses some shots. He is a terrific player, and I think I said last year, I said in the summer, he was maybe the hardest matchup for us in the league. And Archie does a great job putting him in different spots, posting him, playing him high, rolling him. So we just had to send bodies to him, and I thought our guys did a good job of sending some multiple bodies at him.
With the home court advantage that Indiana has and coming out with the close victory, where do you feel like this puts your team in terms of the overall Big Ten effect? And what does a win like this do?
I don't know. I don't. It's a great win against a really quality ball club, but who I think is going to finish really well. I really believe Indiana's going to finish well. But at the same time, I tried to not make too much of the losses, and we're trying to figure out a way to play against a team that has really bothered us. That's our focus.
CJ answering the three right after you
Yeah. Now, that was not drawn up.
Yeah, I guess, what are the emotions that go through that, where you fend them off all game, and then Romeo, of all people, hits a three here, the place goes nuts, and you need an answer on an even offense, but hard to come by. CJ gets that close.
Yeah, I thought, what was it Green who made the three right before him on the late clock situation? Okay. No, you're fine. But I want to make sure I was thinking straight. They threw in a deep one late in the clock, and honestly, ours was a bit of a prayer. But CJ, how many times has he done that in his career, right? Like he did one last game where it was a step through. He really has shown the ability to make those shots and make those plays. But that might have been, in some ways, the second biggest or the biggest play of the game, because it's a 3-point game, and we're, like you said, we're struggling to score.
You guys have gone on a winning streak here since the Michigan game. Some of your players said, like, the little skirmish or whatever kind of brought them together. I mean, can single events in the season kind of spark the team like that?
I don't know. I think you'll have to ask them that. I'll let them speak to that. I think, listen, when you live in the valley a little bit, you tend to appreciate the climb to the mountaintop a little bit. And I'm not saying we're near the mountaintop, but I just think maybe it was that moment, or maybe it's just going through what we went through in that stretch that kind of forces you to appreciate this journey we're on, and appreciate winning a game and enjoying the moment, because I can get lost a little bit when you're 12-1.
Chris, have you seen Caleb do a better job here lately? I know he had the big game against Rutgers, but even Penn State in this game tonight, he wasn't a prolific scorer. He was actually in a little bit of foul trouble, but he seemed to find ways to impact games. Do you see that as growth for him over the last couple of games?
I do. I think he was really solid in a lot of ways tonight. Didn't let the frustration of the game get to him in any way. Just kept playing. Made a real impact. I thought there's things he can do better, but I agree with you. I just thought he had a good approach for the whole night.
And Musa, I think, had the tip at the end that got you guys a turnover. Just what did you think of his activity on the defensive side?
Outstanding. I thought it was one of the major keys to the game was his defense and his rebounding. I'm not sure what he finished with, Dan, but I thought his defense and rebound. I told that to the team after. I thought we don't win the game without that.
Did you feel pretty good overall about the defense? They were pretty good at capitalizing in transition and off turnovers.
Yeah.
Outside of that, did you feel pretty good about your defense?
I did. I did.
What was the difference, I guess? It's fluctuated a little bit how you guys play in the half-court defensive level. It seemed like it was a pretty high level this tonight.
Yeah, what I would say, Bill, is I think that our commitment defensively has been pretty consistent. And it's not always where it needs to be, but it's been pretty consistent. I don't know that we always play as smart as we need to defensively, and that's been our challenge. But I thought overall in this game it was pretty solid.
You talked about Andre Wesson becoming a little bit more of a scorer this year. At what point did you feel comfortable that you'd be able to call play for him when the game's on the line at the end?
What was there, 35 seconds to go in the game? Probably about when there was 35 seconds going. No, I think that was he fit kind of what that action required, and he's a good finisher. He did a great job finishing. Man, he did a great job finishing. But I would say most importantly, we went to him in the guts of the game when we needed a basket. And that was probably just as important as, it's a 2-point game and we're going to them. That was something that I think, if you'd asked me when did I start thinking that, probably about a third of the year through. We felt like, hey, could we put them in different spots? And because we all know this group has struggled to score the ball. Like, that's not a secret. It's not a secret. So you're searching, okay, how can we put our guys maybe in different positions or get more out of certain guys when you're struggling to score? And we will continue to struggle to score at times, but probably a third of the way through the season.
Chris, you might have already talked about this, but when you're down 3 and Jackson's out there and the shot clock's running down, anything go through your mind when he shot put that ball up? I know he hit the shot to win it last year in double overtime, but it just looked like it was just.
Yeah, it's amazing. He has an incredible knack for that. It was a busted. We didn't have much going that possession. We didn't have anything going, and he's got an incredible knack for that. But I was relieved because I thought the game was potentially at a tipping point there. Sure.
You talked a lot about with the young guys on your team sort of figuring out what they can and can't do, and maybe most of that on the offensive end. With Andre, is he an example of what it looks like as a guy develops, as
Yeah.
figures that kind of thing out? Because when he got here, I don't think people expected him to contribute really in any significant way offensively. It seems
Yes.
he's really grown in that role.
He's exactly he's exactly that, and I think he struggled with it early last year too. I think he struggled with kind of how do I impact the game, where do I impact the game. He took bad shots early, if you guys remember early last year, and he had a lot of turnovers, and I remember everybody was yelling at me, bench Wesson and bench Dockich, and you know I heard bench Dockich a lot throughout the year actually, but those guys, he's a great example of kind of just he's figured it out. Obviously two of those guys were two of our most valuable guys last year. He's moved into this year where he's gotten even a better understanding of that. How can he impact the game based on his skills? He had a good off season, but he's a great example of that. And it takes time for players, you know. And as a junior, he should have an understanding of that. Okay, thank you.